Hi, this is TJ from tjtrue.com, and I am bringing you the tips and strategies to create, grow, and preserve your black generational wealth. Excuse me, every time I start a video, my throat is dry for absolutely no reason. But before we get into this video, if you could hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell, I'd appreciate it. I want to talk to you today about consequences. Okay, so I don't know if you were watching the news. Amber Guyger, white police officer off duty, killed a black man in his own home, Botham Jean. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of the case. I'm not going to get into the punishment she should have had and how it shouldn't have happened. These are all conjecture. It doesn't matter at this point. What does matter is the consequences of it. I don't know his particular situation, but this should serve as a warning to the rest of us about black generational wealth, and specifically about what happens at the end of your life, the end that you never know when is coming. It could be today, it could be tomorrow. Doesn't matter. Be prepared, because at the end of the day, you could be walking down the street and killed by a car accident. You could be in your home and an off-duty police officer could murder you. These are all actual things that happen, especially if you're black. You just be prepared to have many more ways to die available to you in your life than the average person. And what that translates to is your preparation for that moment. How you live your life is how you create and you grow your generational wealth, and how you pass it on is how you are preserving your generational wealth. So it's important that you recognize the importance of having a power of attorney set up, so that in the event that something happens to you and you are still alive but unable to make decisions for yourself, you need to have somebody set in place that you trust who can carry out your wishes. If you are in a coma, brain dead, you need there to be somebody who can either decide to keep you alive indefinitely or to pull the plug. I know it's harsh, but these are the things you have to think of. And that's not the only reason why you would need a power of attorney. You are going to need a power of attorney because while you're unable to make your own decisions or do these things for yourself, you need somebody who can take control of your finances, pay your bills, make sure that everything that you've worked for doesn't go downhill every time. But you need a power of attorney. It's important because you don't want to be one of those people who was in a coma for 2 weeks and you wake up and your car was repossessed or your business was went out of bit. You know what I mean? Like you were sued because you didn't follow through with an obligation or whatever. You need a power of attorney. But beyond a power of attorney, you definitely need a last will and testament, and you need to take care of your funeral expenses. You don't want to be one of those people that there's a GoFundMe or a car wash to put you in the ground or to get you cremated and have a nice urn or whatever. You need to make sure that you've set these things up in advance so that the loved ones who are grieving for you don't also have to struggle and worry and have a financial strain on them trying to provide for your last wishes. Excuse me. And then that brings me to your will and testament. There's absolutely no reason for you to spend your life creating wealth that you are planning to make into a legacy and pass to your future descendants. There's no reason to create something that you would want your grandchildren to have if you don't have it set up properly to pass down to them. If you don't have an executor who's trustworthy, who will honestly send out what you need to the right people. If you have not partitioned out your assets to the proper beneficiaries, the state will do it for you. The state will decide who gets your money, who gets your property, who gets your assets, and it's not always the way you want it to be. It will definitely be relative, but what about your favorite niece or nephew, or an uncle, or a best friend, or a charity? These are people who won't get anything at all. So make sure that you take care of that while you're alive. And please don't wait until you're the person on the news being murdered in their house or choked out by a police officer on camera in the streets. Or, and I'm not saying these things would happen to you. I'm just saying that it's possible. We live in America. It is possible for you to meet a tragic end very early on in your life. And if you are over the age of 18, you don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to have a lot. You could just be a mother or a father who might not want your children to be raised in a certain situation or with certain people. You need to make sure that that's already set in place just in case of an untimely death or even a timely one. Have it set up and go back and adjust it and readjust it as the years go on. But have it set up. It'll give you peace of mind. Okay? And that's what I'm here to talk about.